How's it going, everybody? Doing a drink review here today, and a long gum chewing, soft spoken ramble. The drink I got here is Monster Ultra Fantasy Ruby Red. I'm pretty sure I never had this. I think this is new. I want to say, I can't remember. On Instagram, someone had posted like a story that they had a drink, and I responded to it. And they said it was good, and I can't remember if it was this flavor or not. It looks like it might have been, but I cannot remember. It's got some bunnies or whatever the hell those are on the side there. I think this is my first energy drink review in a little bit. Interesting smell. Not too sweet, not too tart. It's got a fresh citrus taste that'll blow your mind. Huh. It is light, actually. I was just going to say that. Look, it tells you right on the thing. It is citrusy, I'm getting that. I'm glad it said that too, because I wouldn't be able to say what that was or remember that word. This isn't bad. Cat's hanging out over here, you can't see her. Pretty good. It actually, I'm really getting a lot of citrus, but I'm not getting like a strong taste of anything else. I don't know if my taste buds are going to go. It's pretty good though. It is light. I will say it definitely is light. Which once again, I've had it with a few energy drinks, but a majority of them are not kind of light and airy of a taste. But this isn't bad. It's got a whole story here about who did the artwork on it. And what's their name? Pinky Taylor. Apparently he did live paintings at Monsters events, as they throw OG fans might remember. I am not an OG fan of Monsters. I don't remember them having things through towns, rolling through towns, and selling their energy drinks. This isn't bad though. Start a Ramble. I'd probably go 7 on this. You can get the tartness too, but I was almost expecting more like of a cherry-ish type flavor, or maybe strawberry. It's pretty good though. Speaking of the cat, she flops around on the bed. Why do you like that video? That request for the rambling about cats, showing the cat. We got 100 likes in a day, which is excellent. So, thank you to everybody who enjoyed that. A lot of comments too that I will probably still be responding to when this video goes up. What's today? Wednesday? Oh, free agency started in football. Guys have been going all over the place. Saquon Barkley went to the Eagles. Was it DeAndre Swift went to the Bears from the Eagles, so they lost him but got Barkley. Denver signed a defensive tackle, I believe, from the Saints. And somebody else. I thought they signed the safety from the Dolphins. I forget his name. He's supposed to be pretty decent. Not much going on with them. I don't know if they re-signed a couple of guys. Their kicker, one of their other safeties, I think. Derrick Henry's still out there. Gabe Davis signed with Jacksonville. Justin Simmons is still out there. The guy that Denver cut, the safety. He's a really good safety. He's like a top 5 safety, I feel, in the league. At the very least, a top 10. Probably fluctuates, but he's always excellent. Realistically, he's probably their, unless you want to say Surtain now, but he was definitely their best or second best defensive player. I actually got this at the Speedway gas station store. Whoops. Around the block, and I was like waiting on somebody in front of me online, and I see they have like, I was hungry, I hadn't eaten lunch, so I went over and I was like, what do they got? I got a chicken sandwich for $3.50. It was a decent cheese and pickles on it. It was actually not bad for the price. Hell yeah. That same sandwich at Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, or whatever would be like $6-7. So it wasn't bad for what it was. I mean, if I get sick later, I'll know it wasn't good, but that Speedway does the same deals that Sev's does. I'm not on, well, I think, no, Monster doesn't have one. Ghost has the 2 for $5, but like the drinks, I'll get like the soda reviews. It's like 2 for $4, mix and match. They have stuff on candy too, but yeah, free agency. I think Sam Darnold went to the Vikings, Cousins to Atlanta. Brent Burns got traded. Was it? No, not Brent Burns. That's the hockey player, right? His last name's Burns. I don't know what his first name is. He's good though. I think he's a linebacker. Right, his name. That's the hockey player, right? The defenseman. I don't know. He got traded to the Giants, and they gave him a huge deal. He's supposed to be really good. Other guys have gone on the move too. Somebody from the Jets, Huff, I think signed with the Eagles as well. So the Eagles have made some moves. I mean, they did lose their back, but they realistically probably got a better back if he's healthy. I think it was last year. He was going nowhere on the Giants. Like, there was no point of him to stay there. I think did they franchise tag him twice or just once? But I like on that baseball starts soon. Obviously, I did that ramble a few weeks ago, but full swing. Blake Snell apparently might sign with the Angels. They've showed some interest. So. It wasn't like a super huge free agent class this year. I think next year is the better one. I don't know, but I think it is. Hockey trade. Did I talk about hockey trades? I think I did. Does he say Jake Gunsel? On Penguins got traded to the Hurricanes. They traded him in Division 2. And I think, I don't know, I just saw it like briefly. I don't know if it was a bullshit headline or not. Because on Instagram, you'll have fake accounts that like, not fake accounts, but accounts that are like parodies or whatever. And it's just bullshit, like trades and stuff, and just fake stuff, fake quotes of guys. But apparently Crosby was pissed because they traded one of their, realistically, you could probably consider him their second best player now, or was. And they didn't do much, so and they're starting to kind of slip away. Islanders didn't make any moves. They've been playing good. They had won 6 in a row. They lost to the Kings a couple nights ago, maybe not last night, the night before. You're gonna have to play great though the rest of the year to have a legit shot, just because of all those overtime losses could bite them. Who else made deals? The Panthers got some guys, I think. Who'd they get? Oh, they might have got. Did they get Tarasenko? The Panthers? He was on Ottawa, I believe. I don't know if it was the Panthers that got him. The Panthers were making moves too, though. Hurdle got traded to somebody too. I forget who. Off of San Jose. But basketball is closing in on their playoffs. March Madness is coming up too, which always is exciting. I don't know really a lot of the college players. I'd like to. That might be something I do in North Carolina as well to get like more interested. I used to be more interested in college basketball, especially March Madness, but I knew more of the players. Now it's like I don't even know any of them. And you've got Raleigh. I mean, UNC and Duke are right in there in Raleigh, right? Wake Forest. I don't know if that's in that area or that's in the Winston-Salem area. I don't know. I don't feel like Wake Forest is as good as they used to be though. But there is good college basketball teams there, so I'll maybe get into that. Did I talk about that? I did actually. I was like, college basketball games, like, can you just go to games if you're like not a student or the alumni or some shit? And like I said, I might try to get into the MLS soccer. Still playing Final Fantasy Rebirth. I'm closing in on 60 hours, I believe. I'm at like 58 or something. I'm doing a bunch of stuff in Cosmo Canyon now, and just the side quests, and I'm doing the other things you can do, the intel fights and the springs, the life springs or whatever they're called things, and the summon little temples. We gotta do this stuff I showed in the thing, the Chocobo, not Chocobo, Moogle house. I actually was able to do that one in that area. Still super fun. I'm sure I'll do a review on it whenever I do beat it. And that's all I've been playing. Like, I was wondering if I would maybe have another game to the side just to kind of pull away, because I'm putting so many hours into it, but I've not. I mean, I packed up most of my games, but I left ones out that I'd consider playing or doing a gameplay of, like ODSTs out to do gameplay of. Took Super Bowl. I kept some other games out too. I mean, all my PS5 games are out. Although I could have boxed some of them up. A couple of Xbox One games. A couple of Switch games. And then some of the older stuff. Maybe like 15 older games. Some I'm bringing with me, though, when we go down, like when we actually officially move down there. Closing on the house was yesterday. My fiance's down there now. Her dad lives down there as well, so he was there also. I'm excited, still, like I said, but nervous as hell, and it's, scary also, but, it'll be an experience. Like I said, I am glad that game store's down there, though. I'll check that out. I want to see how the garage sale scene is down there, too, because that's a big deal. I talked about in the past, even though this last summer and fall, spring, was not a good garage sale season for me. Probably the worst I've had since I've been going to garage sales consistently throughout the summer and whatnot. But you still usually have opportunities. Like Long Island, one of the good things is if you're into that kind of thing, especially Massapequa was really good with that too. Garage sales, like there were times where you go on a 20, 25 in a day. And that is if you're sticking to your general area like me. I don't drive, so either my bike or I was walking. And you could still hit that many. I mean, Massapequa is a big town if you count all of Massapequa, North Massapequa, Massapequa Park, East Massapequa, whatever. Going pretty far, and I would ride to Seaford too sometimes. Or like Amityville. The two towns that are on each side, the east and the west. Here I have gone down to Bay Shore, would have been the furthest I went. But I don't know how it's going to be there. I'm hoping it's good. I mean, you can go to 3 a weekend, you could get lucky and get something huge and it doesn't matter, but the more you get to, the better chance you're going to have to get multiple hits. Pretty good. 7 out of 10 on this. Admittedly, I was expecting kind of a different taste, but it wasn't bad at all. Go 7. I think my favorite monster still was it like the Ultra Strawberry Dreams or something? That was really good. I haven't really watched anything this week. I did, like I talked about the last episode of Halo the other day. That was the last thing I watched. I was watching something on Tubi, documentary. I just throw those on in the background sometimes. Tubi has a lot of that stuff, UFO shit, of course, as well, and Bigfoot, UFO, and ghosts. Like Tubi's gonna have tons of documentaries on there. One of my favorite ones is the Bridgewater Triangle one that's on there. I had watched it elsewhere, but I watched it again. It was on Tubi. It's a place in, I think it's just Massachusetts. It's like 3 towns where a lot of like weird shit and cryptid sightings and paranormal crap seems to take place. I think one of the towns is like Rehoboth, it's called. I forget the other ones. That was a pretty good one, actually. I talked about that fake one. It's called Helltown. It's based on like an actual thing. I forget where the town is. I want to say Ohio, but I'm not sure. And like the government came in and like everybody left. I guess because you have to compensate them. They do the kind of eminent domain thing. They have to compensate you of like the market value, I would assume, of your house. But of course, the government, they'll probably give you half of that until you get the fuck out. I think it was that. I think there's an actual thing that happened there, but this was like a fake documentary. It was really well done, where they went to that town and they found like an underground facility. I was there and stuff. It was actually it was well done. Maybe I'll do an eating video of, I'll get another one of those chicken sandwiches or something else they have there and do an eating video of it. I just ate it on the way home. I was walking home. I was hungry. I was like, yeah, fuck it. You can get 2 for $6, save $1, which is still a good deal because realistically, at any other place, and it's like the same size as the other ones. Maybe not the Popeyes one. That one is massive. Their chicken sandwich. I think it's Popeyes. But this one's comparable in terms of size to the other places. Especially for the price, because it's Mickey's, not T-Bell, Burger King, Wendy's, Popeyes as well, but Popeyes is bigger. What other ones? I'm trying to think of places around here. KFC. shit like that. It's gonna be at least, it'll probably be $7 just for the sandwich, and they usually force you into if you want to get your fries and your drink. Maybe I'll do that again, especially if I don't get sick from it. That happened to me at Sev's. I don't know if they still do the deal, but it's like if you get like a soda, because I'll do the 2 for $4, you can get like a free pizza. And this guy, the one that says the guy must have trying to get rid of it. He's like, here, you could take all 3 of these slices. I'm like, I don't want all 3. I really didn't want any, but like, give me 2. And I ate one full. It was okay for what it was. The other one, I just took a bite. I was like, I don't want any more of this. Threw it out. I'm like, why is he pawning these on me? They're mold on them or some shit. That's the thing I'm going to miss. One of the things in terms of food down there is the pizza. Up here is excellent. It really is. There's a Times Square pizza down there, a Sir Pizza, it's called, and there was something else. I'm not even talking about like I want to say there was a Domino's. Maybe it was a Domino's. Maybe it was Papa John's, one of them. There's another pizza place too. And I'm looking and the slices look the same. I'm like, oh, I wonder if it's as good, but a lot of people say it's the water up here. That helps with the taste. Same thing with like bagels and shit. I wonder if I could just get a nice bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll sandwich. But pizza will be the toughest, because even in Florida, there was a regular pizza place we had once, and it was okay. It wasn't terrible, but it couldn't compare. There was a place in Vero Beach, I don't know if it's still there, that they were from New York, and they would like actually import water from up here down to there, and apparently their pizza was really good. But Papa John's, there's Papa John's, Domino's, and Little Caesars, all in Lake Wales, and Papa John's was so average. It wasn't even like it was terrible, but it was just so like, okay, I just ate that. Like you were just like eating it, and you were just like, it was like it doesn't suck, but it's not good. It was just like it was very weird. They have some cool, I think it's called the Papadilla or some shit. That was pretty good. A lot of these places like Domino's and then Pizza Hut will have cool little side things that taste really good. I prefer Domino's a lot more to Papa John's, especially their little deep dish ones they make. Or, no, not deep dish. No. Pan pizzas are actually pretty good. You say that up here, and it's like, what did you say? But even some of the regular pizza places here are not, they're never terrible, but you'll get like the really good shit and the decent stuff. Everybody's going to have their own favorites, though, too. That's the one plus about Long Island. One of the pluses is everything, you can get to everything you need so quickly. Unless it's that movie, Leave the World Behind, where, Long Island is a fucking wasteland in the middle of nowhere. But there's one road to the city. God, I'm going to end up bringing that up till the end of time. It just still annoys the shit out of me. There's no hospitals anywhere. What? I should look up how many hospitals there are in Nassau County and Suffolk County. Typically, wherever you are on Long Island, you'll be able to get to a hospital within 15-minute drive. Maybe 20. If you're like really far out. And even still. But you can get to everything. Like there's delis all over the place. Pizza, Chinese food all over the place. Bagel shops all over the place. 7-Eleven is everywhere. 7-Eleven's all over the place, but there's not one, I don't think, in Ashboro. A lot of Dollar Generals, which I'm excited to see what their Mountain Dew tip is like in those Dollar General stores. Because I remember we were in South Carolina once, and we went to the Dollar General, and they had the pineapple flavored Maui Burst, I think it was called, Mountain Dew, and I was like, oh shit, what's this? They better have different ones down there. If it's the same ones as up here, I'm gonna be like, damn it. I mean, the barbecue is gonna be better down there by a good amount for sure. I mean, we don't have terrible barbecue here, but I've had it. I know North Carolina is pretty well known for the barbecue, and I don't know, on the scale of barbecue, who's got the best. I'm sure Texas has great stuff, and other states down there, but I've heard North Carolina's good, and we did have one when we went to visit her dad last summer. I forget what it was called, but that was definitely better than anything I've had up here. So you have to change what you're eating. Like, okay, the pizza's not going to be as good, but you're going to get better at this. I don't know how the seafood's going to be down there. Seafood here is excellent too, as you would think it would be and should be, considering on an island. I'm trying to think. I don't know what else will be good, better down there. Like I said, I'm not versed in everything in the South in terms of delicacies and what they're extremely known for. I know barbecue. They probably have good peach cobbler too. I bet down there. I like a good peach cobbler. They have a good one from this guy who makes ribs and other barbecue stuff. Why can't I remember his fucking name? He's in Lake Wales. He's got a truck with his cooker and shit. He's in Lake Wales for like 3 days, and he goes to another place. I don't know what town. Like Rufus's ribs. Those are fucking good, and he's got a peach cobbler. It's freaking good. He's out there. You see the thing he's cooking. If you're going down 60, you go through Lake Wales. You'll see if he's there. You'll see his hookup and shit. And he's got the big fucking barbecue type thing cooker or whatever. But that's gonna be exciting. Just there's a lot of places. Like I said, if anybody lives in that area and knows any good places, let me know. But Long Island's overall pretty good for food. Like, you're not like, certain things you'll get top notch, and then other, stuff that is better in other places of the country are still decent enough here. Long Island typically doesn't do anything terribly. They might not, they don't, like I said, the barbecue's not going to be as good as fucking, not even close to other places, but it's not terrible. Like, it's solid, You're not going to eat it and be like, oh my God. And, I'm not a pizza snob either, so I'll go there and I'll be like, well, it's not going to be as good, but I'm sure the pizza down there is fine. And I'll eat it, and like, I'm not, like I said, Domino's I can enjoy quite a bit. And some people here will be like, how fucking dare you? But when it comes to food, I'm not. I guess I'm picky, but I'm not. I'm just a plain eater. So I'm excited for the barbecue, though. There was definitely a couple of places in Asheboro, and they look like the old school type. And I'm comparing it to like an old school pizza place here. It just has a look on the inside, something like a smaller place, couple of booths, but they like make boobs. Boobs? Did I say? Or booze? Or what? Booths. Yeah, they have great boobs down in these places. Booths. Well, they might have booze too. Maybe they have it all. It's a smaller place, but they make like just awesome stuff. It's like Cherry Pocket in Florida. I mean, now they have a big, nice covering on the outside, which kind of sucks because that was part of the appeal of being able to have the sun on you, but it's still nice. But it's like almost, it looks a little run down, but the food's so good. The atmosphere is great. Like, and the inside's fine too. It's just from the outside, it doesn't. It's like, okay, is this the place? And then you go and you're like, holy shit. And it says like world famous Cherry Pocket. And you go in there and you'll hear, I've heard English accents there, people from other parts of the U.S., like the Midwestern accents and the Michigan, the area like Illinois and stuff like that, those accents. Obviously, New York accents you're going to fucking hear down there. There's Canadians down there a lot too. I know a lot of people from Canada and like northern U.S. will just go down there. Some will spend, they'll do the half and half when they get older. They live down there for half the year or for the winter months. The snowbirds, as they call them down there. People live down there. Can't blame people for wanting to get the hell out of it. And especially like Long Island's cold. Once again, this has been a mild winter. I think we had like a 6-inch snowstorm and like another incher, and it's been, last year was nothing. This year, and usually like Massapequa, well, no, not Massapequa, Long Island. It's the weather on Long Island is strange. Like you'll have a mild winter, then you'll have a freezing winter with a ton of snow, then the summer will be freaking disgusting, and then you'll have a mild summer. It's very like, maybe that's in a lot of places, but it just seems like you never know what you're getting. But I'm talking like Michigan and Wisconsin and Minnesota and all those, upstate New York, all those, Illinois, all those places. They go down, and even say like Maine and shit like that. They go down for a bit. I think it was somewhere in Minnesota. This is maybe like 5 years ago, and there was like a thing because it was like there was 100-degree gap. It was like -10 or something in this town in Minnesota, and like there was a place in Florida that was like 90 degrees or 90. It's like 100 or 105-degree gap in weather between two places, which is kind of nuts. You'd think like even on a cold day, maybe it's like 15 in the town and it's like 90, or 80. When we were in Florida, it was a cold winter. The top was like, I don't remember it ever being this cold when I've been down here, like in January, February. In the morning, it was like in the 40s. It was, what the fuck, man? I came down here for some warm weather. We have had some cold days here this winter, nothing in the negatives. That will happen occasionally, but I mean, I can't really complain outside of like Superstorm Sandy and other hurricanes that have hit over the years. Hurricanes are really the only threat, and like I said, Sandy was rough. A lot of people lost power we lost power in Massapequa for like 6 or 7 days, but other people were done for like 3 weeks because there was so much that had to be done. But I remember walking down Merrick Road, and there was like people's like oil burners and stuff across the street because the street had flooded and the stuff was coming out of their yard because there's like a canal right behind their stuff, so it overflowed and just was pushing the shit out of like parts of fence were across the street. Thankfully, when I was in Massapequa, we were in between Sunrise and Merrick, so if there was flooding up there, it would be a problem. Now, of course, if something serious hit Long Island, we'd be in a lot of trouble. If there was like, we got lucky with Sandy too. The rain wasn't as bad as they said, because if it was, it would have been a real fucking problem. Because I was actually like, speaking of like flooding and stuff. I was like, Islip. I think Massapequa is like 6 or 7 feet above sea level. Islip's like 2 or 3 feet above sea level. In Asheboro, it's like 854 feet. My fiance's like, wait, is that going to be like a problem with like, like breathing or something? I'm like, no. I'm like, let's just look. I'm like, it's not the Mile High City like Denver. I'm like, let's just check Denver's. And Denver's was like, was it 5 or 8,000 feet above sea level? I'm like, we'll be fine. I started laughing. I'm like, well, we're going up at least 800 plus feet in elevation. Because literally Long Island, you're like just, the water's right there. Like if you get into the middle of the island and the towns in the middle, it's going to be more elevated. But any of the South Shore towns are freaking right there. Like anything terrible, and it's like, uh-oh. But you get lucky here on Long Island, which is a good thing. I don't care. I don't want extreme weather. Get the fuck out of here. And usually the weather's pretty solid outside of like, and Sandy was 2012, and there's been nothing like that since in 10 years, 11 years so far. So let's see. Let me just look again. I need to look again and see what it is above sea level. Town of Islip's Population is 330,000. 335,000. That's a 2010, so that's got to be more now. It's the town of Islip, which is Islip, Bayshore, Great River, Oakdale, too. There's a couple of other towns, too. Some English guy came. There's an Islip into England, and that person, like, came here, whatever the fuck that was, like the 1600s or some shit, and then called it the town of Islip here because that's what they did. That's it. The red. Named for Islip, Northamptonshire. I guess that's the place in England. Oh, the elevation here is 7 feet. Sorry, not 2. Yes, this is a village. Islip is a village and civil parish in Northamptonshire, England. But yeah, you know. It's gonna be fun. But like I said, nerve-wracking as well, just because how I am as a person and how my mind gets. Once I'm there and settled and I'm like, okay, getting used to things, then my excitement will pick up. But I think with a lot of people, it's not just me. For me, it's like the absolute dread and fear of something before you do it, like the thought process in your head before it comes. I'm just someone who naturally moves towards, oh, this is going to be terrible. I'm not thinking of the good stuff, the bad stuff. A lot of people do that. But friends are coming over on Friday. We play some GoldenEye multiplayer. I'm like, we got to get at least 3 games in before I leave. I'm gonna miss that too. That was always fun. Just because it was still fun to play and it was nostalgic. And the problem is none of my other friends play or just care to. Like back in the day, they would have played a game or two here and there, but it's the 3 of us, and we had a couple of friends that we're not really don't talk to anymore. 2 of them that played a lot. But it's gonna be cool though to have a game room, just have like a setup dedicated to just have the games out and stuff. I'm not gonna have all my games out. I'm gonna have the ones I don't touch really or play and get them in a box in the closet or something. It's cool at that little green. They do have that little greenhouse down there that stayed, so that would be cool to get some plants in and stuff. I am gonna miss. Like, I don't know how the walking is gonna be down there. I can't walk into town. It's like an hour and a half. Like, I could walk that, but it's not like a walk-friendly town. Like, even out here in Islip, there's not nearly as many sidewalks as there was. Massapequa, there's like sidewalks everywhere. Like, but this is still a walkable town. The fact that if I walk 10 minutes in any direction, I'm gonna hit something. I walk down that way. There's gas stations, there's Grillies, there's Dangs, there's a supermarket, bagel place. I walk right around literally 5 minutes. Applebee's, Marshall's, Staples, Stop and Shop. There's a Starbucks over there too. I don't go to Starbucks, but it's over there. Even when I have to go to the post office, it's like 25-minute walk. Here it's like I'm like, I don't even know how I'd feel like walking down some of the streets because there's no street lights. I'm not doing it at night. Because I don't know how busy the road is, but I don't want to get crushed. I want to be out there at night. Even if you have a vest or something on that is lights up like neon colors or whatever. Safety colors. I mean, I don't talk to the neighbors and stuff. Be walking because I also don't want to be walking up these streets and people are like, "Who the fuck is this?" Like I needed to get to know the people first. I mean, it was the same thing here too. I'm walking around and people are like, "Who's this fucking guy?" I don't recognize this person. And I do so much walking, they'll just recognize who I am. So that will suck. I said I'm either gonna have to Uber into town to my fiance. Listen, you got to drive me into the town itself. I'm gonna hang out for like 4 hours, walk all over the place. I'll go get lunch. I'll walk to the game store, maybe go to the mall or whatever. I'm gonna have to. do that. But the cool thing is there is that forest like right there almost. So I'm gonna be checking out those hiking paths and stuff. Should be fun. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting. Yeah, like I said, getting the game room's gonna be cool. Like, holy shit, I got these games here. I can just have, because we're gonna have the PS5 probably in like maybe the Switch or the Xbox One in the living room, and then have the game room's gonna be a lot of I'll have the PS2 hooked up, the Nintendo 64 hooked up. I'll just have the Retron hooked up. Whatever else I have, the Wii probably throw on the Wii. It'd be nice to just be able to have everything ready to go and just plug in like the AV cables instead of having to dig the freaking console out of wherever the hell it is, the Xbox as well, and just have stuff ready to go. I'll be more motivated to make gameplay videos then too, instead of being like, oh great, I gotta drag the system out, get all the hookups up and everything. It's just annoying. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just still like, I think we're getting like a 55-inch or maybe 60 max for the living room. I said it can't be bigger than 60-inch. I don't want any. I've been to houses where people have like 75, 80-inch TVs, and it's too big, and it doesn't. The smaller TV just looks better, like it's a sharper look. And I'm not even saying 60 small, but at least if you're further away. But like if you get closer up, like if you have a nice 20+ inch monitor and you're playing close, like it looks typically better than a bigger TV. I guess it gets stretched out or whatever. But I'm like, say, and you can get 60-inch nice 4K for probably under $400 these days. We're not gonna get like the freaking $1,500 TVs. But it's gonna be fun on that front. Just having all that stuff. Be able to kind of just do more gameplay and be more ready. Like I said, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I've talked about that too. I'm gonna try that at first and see what I can do. YouTube and eBay combination. See, and if it's not working well enough, then hey, find something in town to do. But I've never like gone full force on eBay. Like I did a lot more back when I needed to, but I never went full force, and I haven't had to in a while. So I'm gonna, like I said, I have those coins. I'm gonna sell. I'm not selling all the coins, but I have a fucking good amount of money worth of fucking coins, and I have all the other stuff. The stuff I was buying at garage sales and saying, okay, I'm piling up assets. I don't look at them as investments. I look at them as assets to have that I'm gonna make money off of. Not a ton, but they're all worth more than what I paid by quite a bit. And I was like, well, the plus is I don't need to sell these things right now because I'm getting all, my money from working and stuff. So I was able to, that's why I was kind of like, shit, I would have liked to have had another like full summer here to try to have a better summer than last summer with the garage sales to get more stuff to pile up and sell. I am going to sell some stuff from maybe like another 10 to 15 things just to free up a little space and just get a little extra money in the bank account. Before we leave, I gotta sell a Switch game. I'm gonna end up selling that wrestling game. I shouldn't even have gotten it for the PS5. I knew exactly what was gonna happen. I probably said as much. Like, I'm gonna enjoy the shit out of this GM mode and stuff for like a week, and then I'm gonna be like, PS4 game, a couple of older games and stuff. So, and a couple. I have to sell some of the Goosebumps books as well. I'm gonna keep one or two around to do readings of. I still have to finish the other one. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow or something. Film that video. But I want to sell some of those. I have some old, original Game Boy power supply, battery chargers. A couple other things I'd like to try to just move. And I have games that I'm going to give to Goodwill too, or whatever thrift stores around here. Like stuff that I had purchased at G sales just because they were part of what I was getting, or just I grabbed whatever because it was so cheap. they're not really valuable. So saying, give them to the thrift stores. But yeah, turn this off now because my stomach's starting to run by. 45 minutes end up being not an hour, but a nice long ramble. And a drink review here of a Monster Energy Ultra Fantasy Ruby Red. 7 out of 10 on this one. It's decent drink. But yeah, I've been rambling a lot this month. I've been in the rambling mood. That's really how my videos go. It's like what I'm in the mood to do. All of a sudden this month I'll do 4 or 5 role plays. Next month you'll see more video game stuff or more drink reviews, some more eating. And I've been in the mood to ramble, and rambles I can mix in with eating or drink review or whatever. So it works out. But yeah, thanks for checking this out, and have a good day.